again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Flotsam, where we now have some things constructed, and we're ready to go on the rescue for other citizens in this beautifully flooded world. It's good to see you all back. Thank you very much for subscribing if you're new here, and smashing that like button if you'd like to see more. And thank you, everybody, for becoming members and hanging out with me as we go through this really wonderful city builder. We're gathering a lot of little seaweed now, so that way we can continue to make food. Water's looking okay, and a lot of other materials are looking good, too. But now we're going to get to work on building all this little seaweed salads. So we're making some deliveries to the boat now so we can get up enough energy to go rescue another little citizen. This is really, really good so far, and I like building this city, a floating city, that we can actually go out and bring it to places instead of going to get stuff and bringing it back. Our city actually moves and brings things back to it. So this major update looking pretty good so far. If you haven't seen the other episode, make sure you jump back and don't miss out on anything like that. We're going to go try to rescue somebody nearby soon enough, but we'll need some more fuel to do it too, so we'll have to convert some of our plastic into fuel. We have a little bit of plastic, so we'll get on making that right now and see if we can make a whole little bit of something out of all the plastic that we have remaining. So right now we're making food, and we're making plastic so we can continue rolling out. You can see the chop shop going crazy here as our friend is working to make a bunch of meals for us as quickly as possible. Each little meal there will count as some food, and for our 3 survivors, 1 food is actually quite a bit, and will last for a little while before we get some more. There we go. Let's see what we have in storage now. Oh yes, 21 ready to go. So we'll have somebody working on that pretty much the whole time, and we'll also have somebody working on making us some fuel, which will just require some more plastic. Luckily we can move a little bit, and we can also bring the boat somewhere else. So we do have a salvage boat somewhere nearby at the boat, and somewhere nearby is some plastic, a little bit over there, a little further to go than I was hoping, but maybe there's something a little closer. Ah, right here, there's a little bit, just a little closer. Let's see what we have for seaweed. Looks like we have some spores remaining, and I believe spores will bring in, we can actually start a farm, so that'll be good for us. Looks like we just gathered up the rest of that, so here comes the boat back to base, and we'll go ahead and see if we can move the ship over just a little bit to get some of that plastic. Let's see if we can move the boat right over here just a hair to go get some of that plastic to keep making fuel, and we can go rescue some other survivors. So this really is like a major, almost an unlimited area that we can go to, and we can go to different regions, but I want to continue to explore this one, and I appreciate everybody who smashes like to let me know they want to see more of this one too. I think it's a very unique builder ever since I saw it, and I'm glad there's been some updates to make things look a little different and to play a little differently too. And I like the fact that we're on kind of a tugboat, and it makes it more viable to actually move the engine and to burn gas and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. It'd be nice if we could actually build a sail and move things that way as well. Alright, a lot of plastic is going to be stored on the boat now, so we got quite a bit of little space there to store things. But we got to fuel that engine up, so in the upper right corner is our town fuel, which converts, basically plastic is converted into oil at this machine here called the oil refinery, and they grind it down right there with that crank into oil, which eventually will allow us to move. Now, it doesn't take much to move, but we will need a bit to move a longer distance, and that's what we're going to need if we're going to go exploring. So that's why we're gathering all the plastic here today. Water's starting to dwindle, and we need more survivors if we're going to do more jobs. We need more people on board to do constantly different types of jobs that almost never need to stop producing. Water, for example, is one that can always produce, and same with food, too. Looks like we're getting quite a bit of plastic, but it's being consumed right away into the town fuel. So it's a good idea to keep that stuff running. And our plastic's being stocked up over here in our resource bay. Right there is our beds, and here's storage for additional wood and stuff that needs to be dried out and then stored at the main base. You can see here our storage is getting kind of full, 142 out of 200, so we're getting close to that. Water is okay for now, food's okay for now, so long as nobody is dehydrated or starving, we're okay. Alright, fuel is looking much better. Excellent, look at all that stuff being loaded up, very nice. Okay, we got a little bit of extra plastic. We're going to need plastic no matter what. That's this material here, plastic waste. And this is what's going to be needed in order to construct stuff at the base as well. Good. How's things at the chop shop? Looks like we may have made all the food that we could. Oh, there's a few meals remaining. So our people will just need to snack on those when they can. And of course our book is almost ready. I think it's time that we start heading out now. So let's make sure this boat's back. Okay, let's go find ourselves another survivor now that we have a salvage boat. We're going to go to something called a lonely island. See if we can find out where that might be. We could be close to it. We could be far from it. We'll have to see and look around. Looking basically for a smoke to be coming up out of an island. There we go. That's where we want to go. Let's go visit here. Set course. We could stop at this intact bookshop on the way, and actually the Seagull too. So let's stop here and see what these offer us. The intact bookstore, I believe, will give us some books for research, and the Seagull, I think, gives us another, maybe like a salvager that we only have to feed certain fish bits, maybe. Let's go ahead and check it out and see what it looks like here. Alright, here's where the Seagull is, I believe. No, the intact bookstore is over here. And that means the Seagull must be here. Seagull's nest. Stefan. Okay, let's go ahead and rescue him with the boat. Now, I believe the bird doesn't need water, but might need food. I can't quite recall how that works out, so we'll go have somebody rescue him and see what we can do. Someone will have to take the boat here. Looks like we got a lot of food stacked up there. Hopefully we can continue to make some. Alright, we've rescued him. And it looks like he's questioning where his house might be. I'm not sure exactly how we do that. That's a new thing to me, so we'll figure that out here in a moment. And let's continue to go over to the little bookshop, and we'll make our way up there. It looks like this is a great area to go to. A freshwater oasis, so that'll give us some water. So we should circle this way and go rescue that person last. That way we'll have food and water ready for them. That'll be good. Alright, now we're at the bookshop. Let's see what we're doing here. Let's slow things down a little bit as we get our bearings. 12 books. Let's have somebody salvage that. Lots of knowledge there that we can grab. And what about the little Seagull here? I don't know if we have to build a house for him. Let's see. We might need to do some research to unlock some of that stuff. And we're just short a little bit of rope and plastic. So we'll have to put somebody to work on that. But let's get water going, since we're short on that. Go ahead and turn these buildings back on. And we'll get producing water, and we'll eventually get to that oasis shortly. And we'll have a lot of extra water, which will be great. Alright, our little boat has arrived at the... I love the little buildings here. This is great. How cartoony things kind of look, but they look quite nice. This is called Book Hooked. An intact bookshop that's going to give us a lot of knowledge. Food and water are getting critical now. But luckily we're producing enough materials for that. Doesn't look like we can do anything with Stefan at the moment. Let's see here. Stefan joined Raptoria. Good. Very good. Lowercase r apparently, but a capital if anything. Wow, you can also see the... look at how detailed this is. You can see the shadow of the boat underneath on the shallow water. That's pretty impressive. I wonder if there's anything you can see under there that's useful. Looks like we've gathered all but 2 books. But I think it's time we get going to the next location and gather water as quickly as possible. Let's go to the freshwater oasis quickly. And we'll come back to the viaduct, which will have metal for us. But we'll come back. We need to make sure our people can survive. Alright, there they go. So we'll have to stop at the viaduct, which has metal from cars. And then we'll go rescue somebody there. Shacktown. And it looks like another person who needs to be rescued. And that's great. It'll help us to complete multiple jobs quickly. Alright, let's gather some water. There we are. 25 water that we can get grab via boat. Let's do that. And let's put somebody to work on the chop shop. Although we might not have enough materials for that. Let's see what we have in store. Well, looks like we have 2 seaweed salads and a bunch of spores. So we'll need to start making a... yes, we'll need to start making a seaweed grower ASAP. So let's go ahead and switch from this fuel. No more firewood's needed. So let's cancel all that. And go with an almost unlimited number of ropes. Meanwhile, water's going to be gathered. And it looks like somebody's going to go out shortly to gather that. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. So the woodworking shed is going to be converted to ropes. The distiller is going to be continuously making water. And seaweed salads are a little low. But we can always do something with that at some point. We'll get ourselves a fishing boat going soon. It'd be nice if every little position had some sort of canned food or something to keep us focused on that. But we'll need to get more people to do more jobs. Alright, there we go. More rope to be made. There goes the boat. And of course, on board is the hopes and dreams that we don't dehydrate. Water's also being made too. Let's make a little thing off this way now. And that will be for our seaweed grower. Good. Lots of materials for that one. And lots of water on board too. Good. Very nice. Alright, we have 12 water from one of those. So fresh water is being held there in those boat hulls. That's kind of cool. Alright, people are going to get hungry soon. We better go back to the world map and continue to find food. Now, we don't have a fishing boat made at the moment. Oh, looks like there's something over there, though. A abandoned something boat. Oh, abandoned motorboats. Okay, they might have food. Maybe. Let's see. I would like to go to some of the survivors, but we need to go to this shack town first so we can find food. So let's set course for that. We can always come back until we've got our farm operational. And of course, once we have our farm fully functional, then we'll be able to feed some more people too. And they're right nearby, so we're in a good area for all of our business. It's going to be good. Very good indeed. Alright, making our way to the center. Interesting to see what each one of these has in store for us, but we're at our new destination. Great. Okay, let's gather some materials and slow down time a little bit. Excellent. 5 canned food. That'll help us out. Let's go ahead and make sure we gain the food first. So that way everyone has something to eat. I'm sure they're hungry. Of course they are. And we'll have somebody working on the seafood, raw seaweed thingy here soon. Grow seaweed spores maturely. Well, we have quite a few of these. Waiting for resource. Well, we have a few of those, so someone must go to plant them. Ah, very nice. Good. And then someone else is going to bring back food. Go ahead and turn this off for now. Make sure our people are only working on food and water. Or at least unloading the boat of water. Alright, so it looks like it takes 600 seconds to grow raw seaweed into something. And it takes a little bit more wood in order to make that, so that's kind of cool. Alright, we did issue an order for somebody to go and pick up food. Ah, there we are. Perfect, a little bit of drive-through. We're going to the old Arby's. And that'll be enough to feed everyone for a little bit. They are hungry, so hopefully they get something to eat here shortly. A little bit of food, a little bit of water. Good. Excellent. So everyone will be back to working order there until we get our little fish thing up. And there is wood here, so we should be able to make the rest of that farm. So let's go for that next. We'll make another second farm since we have so many different seaweed spores. Let's take a look at what we have for those again. Wow, we have 29 seaweed spores. I believe we get more if we do farming. We'll get some each time, so you can see how they're going to be fully grown as soon as it reaches across. That's pretty cool. Let's build another one of those. I guess seaweed is not ideal, but it is renewable and is automatic. Once they're planted, it grows on its own, and then we just need to harvest it. No need to water it, of course. That's pretty good for us. Alright, more wood is being brought back. That means we can continue to make water. So food and water is almost figured out. We'll have to go and rescue ourselves some friends soon. I wanted to do it sooner than later, but it seems that food is a little bit more of an issue in this version. And of course, building those farms is quite efficient too. Good. Now we have 2 fully set up growers here. And get us through spores quite quickly. Maybe once they're used, but for the most part, it's looking pretty good so far. Good. Very good. Okay. A little bit more wood to gather. And a little bit more metal and books there, too. I'll try to gather all those materials. Ah, and this is almost ready to be harvested. Wonderful. Everyone else can continue then to make, well, we should probably do some research here soon. And that's going to require some plastic. So what else could we build in the meantime? I would like to do the research thing, so we'll need plastic. Where's that? Anywhere nearby? Oh, looks like it's, whatever it is, it's a little further away. We could build a fishing boat, though. We're going to need another thing to do that, so we'll need some more plastic, and that's nearby there. So fishing and plastic are nearby. Oh, I can't wait until we rescue somebody. We got to go on a rescue. But all good things in time. Alright, we'll leave some of these things behind for now. And let's go get some plastic then. Oh. Well, we won't be able to go very far without fuel. Looks like this is about as close as we can get. We'll go up here to the lonely island there. And we'll ask our people to continue to refine that plastic into fuel. Now, is there somebody nearby we could rescue? Indeed there is. Louis Schrute wants to come on board. Let's go ahead and rescue him. And we're about ready to have some more food. Rescue operation is a go. And our first food harvest is complete, and now we're making food at the chop shop. Beautiful. Now we'll have somebody permanently farming and permanently doing water. There we go on our rescue op. Come on, bro. Welcome aboard. Very nice. Okay. So we need to constantly turn that plastic into fuel. We'll need somebody working there. So food's looking better, and same with water. We just need fuel to move forward. But we're going to have to send the boat out, I think. And we'll send one of the boats out to gather that plastic. And then we can move right into the center of that pile and continue to have fuel to be able to move wherever we want to. Of course, we have to keep moving because plastic and wood are only found at those locations. And we can always come back too. Alright, let's see. How are we doing? Food is out of materials. Well, we can turn water back on. And good, we have 2 people to carry the plastic. Wonderful. And into the distillery. Good, very good. Into the refinery, I mean. We'll move a little closer to the resource. Looks like we need another bed, too, for our friend. But, of course, it all comes down to, do we have the resources, yes or no? Is it needed? Yes. Do we have the resources? No. Alright, looks like they're getting them food and water. That's nice to see. And it looks like we're able to move forward a little bit. Oh, that's perfect. Right in the middle of a pile of wood. That's beautiful, right there. Wood and plastic there. Another shack town that we haven't explored, which could be packed with food and water. We'll have to become self-sustaining after a little while. But for now, things are okay. Alright, let's slow down time just so we can get things situated. Let's have someone bring in a bunch of plastic for us from a boat. And everyone else can continue to produce. So any job that needs to be completed should be done. Let's see here. Rope is looking good. Firewood's looking okay. So we'll keep that off for now. Hoping that people focus on the chop shop for making all the seaweed, harvesting, or making fuel, or gathering plastic. Good. Well, looks like someone fell asleep here. They must assign themselves beds. Unless he was working so hard he couldn't make it to one. Let's extend our walkway then and continue to build beds. Very nice. Okay, looking good. Alright, things are being delivered. And we're almost ready for some research, I fear. If we don't do that soon, it'll be too late. Ah, here's info on seagulls, too, by the way. So this does say that we can salvage with the birdhouse once we construct that. And we'll need to research that, too. So that is something that I can recall. That's pretty important, too. Alright, the boat is almost fully loaded. Or rather, unloaded for another fully load of plastic from the water there. And a few more things of food being made. Good. Food's looking good. Water's increasing. Good. So long as the numbers are not 0, things are good. And we can stay here for quite some time. Unfortunately, the Lonely Island doesn't have any materials for us. You'd think it would with metal cars sitting on the roads and with homes that are sitting up there. You'd think there'd be some material we could use. Plastic still sitting at 3. With 4 people, it's still not enough to get all the jobs done, but food is starting to increase quite dramatically. And same with water. Beautiful. We'll continue to rescue all the people around us as soon as we can. I want to see that boat continue to bring in plastic. Is everyone napping? Well, they must be. They're working hard to get everything done. More plastic delivered, going right into the refinery. Go ahead and turn the chop shop off so people focus only on gathering seaweed now. Pretty easy to make food. The farming should continuously take place. Excellent. Lots of plastic now. We can finally build our research station. Let's do that. We'll build it at the end of the quiet neighborhood. Oh, looks like they've gathered all that plastic again right for the oil refinery, which is fine. We'll be able to move there soon. And we'll get more plastic eventually. Someone will probably have to work at this research station anyway, so once we build it, it'll take a worker away for the build, and once we start researching, it'll take someone away too. So we just want to make sure food and water continues to increase. Look at the farming. The farming is going so well. Alright, let's see what happens. Luckily, we're not seeing rough seas. It would rip this boat right apart. Plastic coming back again. Immediately being offloaded. We'll wait till the boat is... Well, I wonder if we actually could get fuel storage. That might be something we can research that we hadn't before. That could be a really good thing. I'd love to get some fuel storage. That way we can move things anytime. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this one on for firewood creation so we can keep making water. And the boat is almost full, so we almost have enough fuel in the depot. Pretty close. Ah, good to see the fuel almost fully loaded. Very nice. And there we go. We can finally build our research station. Good. Lots of good materials here. So we definitely want to make sure we take advantage of all that. Storage yard will require a little bit more wood. And everybody's napping again, aren't they? Most everybody. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this off. Don't need any more plastic put in there. Don't need anybody working at the chop shop. Distiller and logger can continue to work. So let's put 2 people on plastic gathering. And someone's building the research station. Good. Now we can start making use of those books. And we'll see exactly how valuable they are for different things that we can build. Look at that giant propeller. That thing is huge. Very inefficient too, but it's a game. It's just a game. Why you have to be mad? Research station is pretty much done now. Very good. Let's go to the research panel. We'll slow things down till we see what we need. Birdhouse requires 8 books. Scrapsmith and plastic recycler. Desalinator, small water containers. Solar still. Now, if we had one more book, we could actually have that automatic. And we wouldn't need to worry so much about water anymore. Fish kebab and a fish hut would be nice. Storage yard, birdhouse, scrapsmith. Plastic recycler. Well, I think we'll need some more books then, before we do some of that stuff. And I'd like to get the automatic water gatherer. So if we can find another book, that would be great. Alright, let's speed things up here. More harvesting taking place. Eventually we'll be out of wood, and that's when we'll need to switch over there so we can start drying some. And of course with the dryer... Oh, actually, we could build another boat. Is that too close to the edge? There we go. We'll have to build ourselves another scrap boat. We'll make our people twice as efficient now. So let's remove this marker so we can go harvest from over here. We'll turn the food hut back on, since I'm sure we have plenty of food in storage. Yes, 8 seaweed is stored, so we can make some food out of that. And another boat is ready for construction at 6 dried wood. Takes metal to make those too. So now we should have some good salvage teams to go out. And we'll continue to move to the resources and fuel everything up. We haven't really had to move too far in this one. Or at least from this spot for a while. People are hungry though. Water's still looking good. And it looks like we're all out of wood, so we'll need more wood than we think. As soon as the drying racks are ready. Oh, actually, we're completely out of food, so let's move again. We can try to find some at Shacktown. We'll go there, and we can always come back. So we'll have to continue to move around the map until we've got enough buildings built to where we can be more self-sufficient and stop every bit of the way to gather things. There's certainly a lot of valuable things in the water, but if we don't have the materials to gather it, we can't do anything about it. So we'll make sure we start with food first. People are awfully hungry, so we'll send someone in the boat. It looks like we have a little bit more food. But we can also turn Shacktown into a bunch of, oh yes, a lot of good valuable stuff here. Let's gather all that. That'll allow us to make a boat much faster, and it'll allow us to start some research, and of course we'll have some food, so that way we can focus on other things. Hopefully somebody gets to work on that shortly. And we'll build another salvage boat. We can always destroy the salvage boat and make a fishing boat once we've researched a fisher's hut. That'll increase the amount of fish that we can get, making the chop shop a little more effective. And I believe we have to dry the fish too. Drying fish on sticks can dry 5 items, so the fish sticks can give us some good fish sticks. Oh, we have somebody set to swim there. Let's give them a boat. That might be helpful. There we go. That makes it a little bit easier. Go ahead and grab whatever you can. Still making water. Oh, we haven't lost anybody. There hasn't been any seas. Things are going quite well, I'd say. Considering how bad they could go. Food is being made. Let's go ahead and cut off the firewood for now. The distiller can work on that. I need somebody to go into town. I need somebody to go in there and salvage pretty much everything in the town. Wow, food is increasing, and same with water. We need a group to continuously make food and water for us while we have another salvage team going. Finally, the boat leaving. Wow, lots of food being made. That's great. Yeah, let's worry about food then. Food and water. And then we'll get the rest of that wood and make another boat. That'll allow us to gather things twice as fast, which means we can go grab another person to help us out. Build another boat there. Let's go see if we can find another set of hands to help us. Maybe back there at that island. And then we go back over to another Shacktown. There's little flags that'll pop up, of course, as soon as we're done there. Somewhat hard to see if you're not looking for it, but I have to be observant to make sure we find all the resources on every island. Hopefully this boat's done quickly. We'll be able to send 2 boats out to get the remaining resources. Good. Let's cancel this and we'll send 2 boats. Excellent. 2 boats can be sent out, gather materials twice as fast, and we'll be on our way twice as fast, which means we use half as much of food and water sitting here waiting for materials to be gathered, which makes us more efficient. Looks like wood's already being gathered from our crew. Food is one of the last things in the shack. And metal as well. Very good. Lars Ulrich would be proud with the amount of metal that we have on board. 5 food and 12 more wood remains. We'll build another fishing dock here, I think. It'll be a good idea to have everybody salvage first and then process later. So let's build yet another salvage boat. The materials are looking good. Food's looking good. Looks like we're out of spores from the seaweed growers. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we regather those again, but we still have plenty of meals made. So that's good. Let's make another boat. And there's still 12 wood and 5 food that we can gather there. We'll need to use our science now on that. I think the solar still is probably our best thing, but the desalinator might be even better. Removes salt from seawater to generate water in large quantities. We'll still need pipes for that, though, and that probably is going to require us to build something special out of that. The solar still requires the same, too. So we'll probably need to unlock the scrapsmith that does produce pipes. Yes, okay. So let's go ahead and research the scrapsmith. And he can convert this metal scrap into pipes. And then eventually we'll build that big boy. Okay, are we done here? Everything's done. Good. Let's go to a new location. Let's go to another shack town and get more materials. And there's lots of wood over there, so let's make sure we stop here. And there we go. Beautiful. This game is a lot more interactive than I remember it being from before. Of course, that was a much earlier beta. And with this being still in an early access form, it's doing a lot of good stuff. Alright, let's go on over here. Oh, we have ourselves a seagull nest and another bookshop. Good. More research to be done. And more materials. Much more materials for us. Look at that. Good. Very good. Somebody seems to be working research. A couple of salvage boats going out. Everyone else can continue to make water from our distiller. Good. Very good. Alright, everyone, that's where I'm going to leave you for today. We'll come back tomorrow and continue to gather more materials and more people. Thank you very much for being here and subscribing and supporting. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks very much for being a part of the channel. Best community on YouTube. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.